Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you my top 10 OPIs. And I've decided to do this just a little bit different from what you're used to seeing because there's a lot of videos and a lot of posts out there of people showing their top 10 OPI polishes. So what I plan to do is, instead of showing you my top 10 OPI polishes of all time, I'm going to show you my top pick from that particular year. So if it's 2007, I'm going to go through all the collections that were released that year and pick a favorite from that entire year. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you my favorite polish from each year from the last 10 years. But to kick things off, I'm going to show you my favorite polish from 1989. Which is the first year, as far as I can remember, that OPI started making and releasing their polishes. OPI released their launch collection for their brand, and from that launch collection, my favorite is a red. Of course, it had to be a red because they are the GOAT when it comes to making red creams. And this one is called Moscow Red, and it's a super rare find. It even has the vintage label on the bottom. And as far as I know, I think OPI changed their labeling around the early 2000s or so. But yeah, this is just a simple and classic red cream, and it's my favorite from that launch collection. And I think also in that launch collection was Alpine Snow, which is another favorite. But if I had to pick a favorite from that entire year, that entire collection, it's Moscow Red. Okay, so fast forward to 1999 and OPI released their holiday collection. And from that collection, my favorite is this one, and it's called Chick Flick Cherry. And it's just a simple, basic blackberry, vampy, burgundy-ish red cream. It's showing up more red here on camera, but it's really more of a raspberry, mulberry type red. And it's a really pretty cream color, and from that entire year, this is my favorite. And I didn't even know I had this polish still. When I was going through the collections of OPIs from each year and then scouring my collection to see what I had, I was so excited to see that I still had this, because when you have a collection as large as mine, you forget what you have sometimes. So yeah, I was excited to see that I still had this. And so from that entire year, 1999, this is my favorite. Okay, so now fast forward again to 2009. We've done 89, 99, and now we're at 09. So my favorite polish from 2009 from OPI is from their Spain collection from the fall of that year, and it's called Barefoot in Barcelona. And it's a luscious pink rosy nude, and I know for an entire year you guys are probably thinking, why would she pick a nude as her favorite color for an entire year? But OPI had a lot of re-releases in 2009, so of the original polishes that weren't re-releases from previous years, this happens to be my favorite. And if you know me very well as far as polish, you know I love reds, you know I love blues, but I always gravitate towards mauvey rosy nudes like this when I just want to wear an everyday color, because I swatch polish so much that when it's time to actually wear something, I always gravitate towards colors like this. So from 2009, Barefoot in Barcelona is my favorite polish of that year. And so from 2010, my favorite polish is Ski Till We Drop. I think the collection was the Swiss collection. It came out in the fall, and I actually love wearing this polish in the fall. It's a really deep teal blue cream, and it's highly sought after. I would have never known that everybody would want this polish as much as they do, but probably because it's been discontinued. But in 2016, they did release a polish in the Washington DC collection that's a really close comparable dupe to this polish, and it's called CIA equals color is awesome. So if you have that color, then you probably won't need to pay the crazy amount of money that this polish costs online if you get it on eBay or something, because the CIA equals color is awesome is basically a dupe for this polish. And I also hear that Zoya's Danica is a really good dupe, but I don't own that one, so I'll let you guys be the determining factor for that. But yeah, Ski Till We Drop is my favorite polish from 2010. All right, we're up to 2011 now, and so my favorite polish from that year is Roadhouse Blues. Now y'all knew there had to be a blue in here somewhere, right? This polish came from the Touring America collection from 2011. I think it was a fall collection. Most of the polishes that I've picked for each year have come from fall collections, because even though I'm a summer baby, fall is my favorite time of year when it comes to choosing nail polish. But this is a really gorgeous deep indigo-ish inky blue polish. The formula is kind of crelly-ish, but more towards cream than jelly, if that makes sense. And it's just perfection. The color is perfection, but the formula is really patchy, really streaky, and it takes 2, maybe 3 coats to get it fully opaque, but once you get there, it's a beautiful indigo-ish inky blue. So from 2012, if you know anything about polishes from 2012, you probably know where I'm going with this next favorite from that year. It's Goldeneye. Oh my gosh, Goldeneye is just a golden bottle of perfection. It's a really warm yellowy gold with lots of glass flecks in it that just sparkle and shine all over the place. It's really sheer, so it takes me 3 coats to get it to full opacity, but once I'm there, it looks like I just dipped my fingertips in a pot of gold. It's just beautiful. And I've had this polish and I broke the bottle and I was so sad about it, but then I ended up finding it online, so I bought it again, and I'm so happy to have it back in my collection because I really love this gold polish. And Carolina from Gotta Love Polish did an Are They Dupes video with this polish and Zoya's Astrid. So since this one is really hard to find because it was limited edition, discontinued, whatever you want to call it, and you're looking for a yellowy, warm, glass flecky gold like this, then try Zoya's Astrid because it's basically a dupe for this. Alright, so now for 2013, my favorite polish from that year came from the Bond Girls collection, and it's this one, and it's called Jinx. And Jinx is a really saturated orange with a lot of gold glitter and gold shimmer in it, and it's a texture polish. That collection was a liquid sand collection, and I really didn't think I would like this polish because I thought it would trigger my trypophobia, but it actually does not. I really love this polish, and there's 2 colors of nail polish that I don't really care for, and that's orange and green. And I have an orange one in these favorites, and I also have a green one, but the 2 that I have are really standout polishes to me from these collections. And yeah, Jinx is my top favorite from 2012, and I remember watching somebody's video, another nail polish YouTuber here, and they were saying that Jinx looks really good if you wear a holographic top coat over the top of it, and I've tried that many times when I wear this polish, and they were right. If you guys remember who it was that said that, put it down in the description box so everyone else would know. I know it was a YouTuber, I just cannot think of who she is, but she was right. Wearing this with a holographic top coat over something like China Glaze Fairy Dust or Wet n Wild has one that I don't think they sell it anymore, but if I think of what it is, I'll pop it on the screen. But any holographic top coat will look great over this polish. But I've used so much of this polish because I just love it, and it's textured, and I just knew I wouldn't like texture, but I think I might have some Mariah Carey liquid sand polishes somewhere in the house, but I don't ever really wear those. This is the only liquid sand polish that I own that I actually love. So yeah, this is my favorite from 2013. So when I was going through the collections that OPI released for 2014, my mind automatically went to this polish, and it's Do You Have This Color in Stockholm, because it's a blurple, but in some lights it looks more purple, and in other lights it looks more blue. So it feels like you're wearing 2 polishes at one time. And it came from the Nordic collection from the fall of 2014, and you have to really work for that beautiful finish. It's gonna take you 3 coats. If you have this polish, then you know what I'm talking about. And my mind went directly to this polish when I was thinking about 2014 and remembering the collections that came out that year. My favorite polish from 2015 is actually My Car Has Navigation, and I don't remember the name of the collection. Now that I'm doing this video, I don't remember the name of the collection that this was in. And this is a blurple as well. It's more blue than Do You Have This Color in Stockholm. When you put these polishes close together, this is Do You Have This Color in Stockholm, and this is My Car Has Navigation. And you can see that My Car Has Navigation is a lot more blue when you put them together, but they're both blurples to me. One just pulls more purple and the other one pulls more blue, but that doesn't make either one any less fabulous than the other. I love them both. That's why they're in my favorites. And I really need to do a video about my favorite blues because I talk about blue polish all the time. Some of you have been asking me to do a video on my favorite blue polishes, and I'm gonna do it. I just haven't. Okay, so now we're up to 2016, and 2016 is when I posted my very first YouTube video where I reviewed an entire OPI collection, and that collection just happened to be the OPI Washington DC collection that they did in collaboration with Kerry Washington. My favorite is called Stay Off the Lawn. And Stay Off the Lawn is a luscious, deep, peacocky green. And I say peacock green because it has a bit of blue in it that makes it more of that deep, luscious, and muted green that I happen to love so much. And I do not like green polishes very much, y'all, but this one just kind of took the cake for me. And I like wearing this one with a matte top coat. That's probably what makes me love it so much. It looks so good when you mattify it. And actually my favorite matte top coat of the moment is this one by Sally Hansen, the Miracle Gel formula. This is the best matte top coat out there, and if y'all want to challenge me on it, let me know down in the comments what matte top coat you're loving, and if you think it's the GOAT, let me know and I will buy it and I will put them to the test. But yeah, I've had this one since it was released in 2016 and it's thickened up a bit. It was thick when I got it, but since it's been 4 or so years since I got it, it's really thick, and now it's a one coater for me, which makes it even better. And so from 2017, my favorite is from the California Dreaming collection, and it's called Excuse Me Big Sir. And I know it's another nude, but OPI just wasn't putting out any good polishes that year, y'all. And so when I went back through all of the collections, this was my favorite, and it's just a light, soft, rosy pink, creamy nude. And also in the California Dreaming collection, it came out in the summer of 2017. My other favorite from that collection was Barking Up the Wrong Sequoia, and it's another rosy pinkish nude, but this one is my favorite overall. And so from 2018, my favorite was finally from a spring collection, because I have so many fall polishes here, but it came from the Lisbon collection from the spring of that year, and it's called I Absolutely Amadora, and it's a Sally Beauty exclusive, so it's probably hard to find, but it's still a beautiful one to me, and I love it so much, not just because it's red, but I think because it felt like an indie polish to me, because it's a red jelly with lots of red and gold shimmer. And since it's a jelly, the shimmer really stands out and is so beautiful when I apply it to my nails. It's probably more of an orangey red than a red, so it really just pops on your nails. It's really warm and fiery, but I think I like this one so much because it felt like an indie polish to me. And it's really sheer, so it takes me 2 to 3 coats to get it to a really decent opacity, but I don't care because it's still a really gorgeous polish when I wear it. Okay, so now we're up to 2019. I believe we're at 2019. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 2019. So my favorite from the 2019 collections that OPI released is from the Tokyo collection that came out that spring, and it's called Kanpai OPI. This polish is a really dusty, cool toned, lilac-y periwinkle. It's not really a pastel because it's not bright enough for me to be a pastel, but it's really close. I ended up liking this one because it felt unique to my collection. I compared it to You're Such a Budapest and I Am What I Amethyst, but they didn't compare at all as far as what my eye saw. You guys let me know what you think. But it felt really unique to my collection, so it really stood out from the pack, and it gives me all the spring vibes, even though I don't consider this a pastel polish. It acts like a pastel because it's going to take you 3 coats to get it to opacity, but it still makes me think of spring, and it feels unique, and so I love it. Alright, so I do have a bonus polish, and it's from 2020, and so far OPI has only released the Mexico City collection. I mean, we are only in February, so I had to make it fair. I didn't want to choose my favorite from 2020 overall, since we don't know what the future collections for the rest of this year are going to be, but I did pick my favorite so far from the Mexico City collection. And I do have that collection, I just haven't put up my review yet, but it's coming. And so my favorite from that Mexico City collection is Mural on the Wall. I know OPI has named a polish this before. It might have just been a similar play on words, but I know there's another polish with a name sort of like this from OPI. But this one is a jelly coral, and it's more pink leaning than orange leaning as far as coral is concerned. And it has lots of gold shimmery flecks in it, and it's really sheer, which is great because you can actually see all of those gold shimmery flecks in the polish, and that's what made me like it, because it kind of stood out from the rest of the pack. It felt more indie like, it felt like something new and fresh from OPI instead of the same basic cream colors. Because I'm just going to tell y'all something, the Mexico City collection, looks like something I already have on the wall behind me, the entire collection. And that's why I haven't been too buzzed about posting it, because I probably could just shop my stash and dupe the whole collection. As a matter of fact, but yeah, I'm not going to get on my soapbox about OPI and how they repeat polishes. But yeah, since this polish is really sheer, it does take me 3 coats to get it to opacity, and I can still see my nail line even after 3 coats, but it doesn't make it any less beautiful when I wear it. So from the Mexico City collection, this is my favorite. Alright, so what do you think? I just wanted to bring a new take on showing you my top 10 polishes from a mainstream brand like OPI, and especially because I have so many OPIs and I didn't go out and buy any of these. I actually had them all, because you can't call them favorites if you don't have them in your possession, right? And as far as the Moscow Red from 1989, I have no idea how I acquired that polish. I don't remember at all, but going through my collection, I was just happy to see that I had it. Please let me know what you guys think of the way that I came up with doing my 10 years of OPI faves. I did have some bonuses in there from the 2020 collection and 1989 and 1999. I really enjoyed doing it, because when you have a collection as large as mine, sometimes you forget what you have. So it was kind of fun and really therapeutic and relaxing to go through all of my polishes and hunt down my favorites from the collections from each year. I found a lot of polishes that I haven't worn or swatched in years. So I've actually been having fun with my polish again, and that's what it's all about, right? Not just having these polishes and letting them sit on the shelf, but actually using them and loving what you have and destashing what you don't. So I really enjoyed the process of doing this, and I really need to do more videos like this. So yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you liked my approach to this. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.